Hello and welcome back to Little Drops of Wonderful, where I talk about all of my knitting and crochet and crafty pursuits. My name is Ali and this is a video to talk all about the Strictly Sock Along 2024. I'm a little bit late in filming this. I've been really stressing out about it, but actually I think I'm only about two and a half weeks later than I planned. I've mentioned this in just about every video. I got really sick at the beginning of the year and it just put everything back by about 2 weeks because it really floored me for a couple of weeks. So I'm still catching up with myself. However, I spent some lovely time going through all of the forums and the pictures and the posts on Instagram and drawing all the prizes, and so I know exactly what I'm doing now, and we're going to recap on the Strictly Sock Along 2025, hopefully 2024, sorry. We're talking about last year, because it ran from September to the end of December, well, beginning of January. And I'm hoping that you know what the Strictly Sock Along is if you're here, because it's going to be in the title of the video. So I'm assuming if you're here, it's because you took part and you're dropping in to see if you might have won a prize. And I've got so many wonderful prizes. It was such a good series. My love for Strictly still persists. We still sit down and watch it as a family. I still love it when Strictly's on the telly because it represents my favourite time of the year, sort of that very late summer going into autumn, going into winter. It's just such a magical time and I love it. However, I completely lost my knitting mojo towards the end of last year. Well, not knitting mojo, sock knitting mojo, and then sort of more towards the end of the year I put down my knitting needles altogether, but that was more to do with the fact that I was filming every day for Vlogmas and doing some other things, which is fine. My crafts ebb and flow all the time. Sometimes I'm more into knitting, sometimes I'm more into crochet, sometimes I'm more into something else, and so on. So I didn't knit any Strictly socks despite having lots of plans to do so. Yeah, it was really, really strange because I think that's the first time ever, well, it is the first time ever in the history of running the Strictly Sock Along for the last 8 or 9 years that I haven't actually knit any Strictly socks. They might still appear throughout this year. I'm definitely doing a bit of a sock. So I'm supposed to be talking about the Strictly Sock Along. Now I'm going to go off on a tangent about socks in general. I've been going through my handmade sock stash and wearing them every day to work out which ones I love wearing and which ones I don't. And I've worked out my perfect sock fit. So it's got to be quite short in the leg, and it's got to be a heel flap and gusset with a garter edge to the heel. That is my favourite. So I'm going to start making more of those so that every sock in my collection is one that I really, really love wearing. And I don't feel it's too long or too loose on my foot and so on. So there will be more sock knitting, but just got to wait for the mojo to come back. Anyway, that's an aside. All of the Halloween winners, all of the prizes and the prizes for the first 10 have been drawn, sent and hopefully received. I know a few of you have emailed me to let me know that you've received them. You absolutely don't have to do that, but likewise, if they haven't arrived, please don't be afraid to let me know. So I'm now going to announce the winners of the cheating category, the Wonderland walk category, which was the category I added this year for anyone making socks with my Wonderland walk yarn that I dyed with Lay Family Yarn earlier in 2024. And the final sort of fabulous category, which is just an overall random draw. Yeah, so I've put all the winners into sections just to make it easier for me to film and refer back to. So we're going to start with the Wonderland walk prizes first, then the cheating winners, then the fabulous winners, and we're going to start with everybody that's won a pattern. So if you've won a pattern and you're on Ravelry, then I will just organise to get that sent direct to you. If you've won a physical prize, please email me. I'm going to put my email address on the screen now. It's also, if you go into the main, I'll put it in the description box underneath the video, so you've got that. So email me with your mailing address wherever you are in the world. I will never ask you in the comments or anywhere else other than if you have emailed me and I reply, or if I haven't heard from you, I might give you a bit of a nudge on Instagram or Ravelry or something. But I will never contact you in any other way, and I will never, ever, ever ask you for money for postage. The postage for all prizes is covered by the money that I earn from doing YouTube videos and so on. It all goes back into paying for stuff like that. So if you ever see someone that looks like me, as in, you know, with a similar channel name, or, you know, it could be me, it's not. If they're asking for money, that is not me. So just bear that in mind. Don't fall for any scammers out there. Okay, so thank you so much to everybody who joined in with the Strictly Sock Along. It was really lovely. Although I was not knitting socks myself, I was lurking in the forums and I was seeing all your socks on Instagram, and it was, as ever, just brilliant. And thank you too to all of the wonderful, wonderful people who have donated such amazing prizes, which you shall see now. So we're going to start with the Wonderland Walk category. I've drawn how many winners did I draw? I've drawn 2 winners from everybody that used the Wonderland Walk yarn for their socks. So the first one was post number 981 in the Ravelry thread. That was Sheila Street. She's in Bristol in the UK. She made 3 pairs of socks, and her Wonderland Walk socks are the Lounge socks by Mara Catherine Briner. I should have where's my laptop? Because I saved all the pictures of everybody's socks so that I could remember what they look like and comment on them as I film. Oh yes, I remember these. These are a really unusual construction at the cuff. They're almost like a slipper kind of thing. I really, really liked them. And you have won, Sheila, the Neon Grainbow yarn from Attic Spin Dye and the lovely stitch marker from Beks Creates. So well done, Sheila, and thank you so much to Andy and Angela at Attic Spin Dye and Beks at Beks Creates. And the next winner of the Wonderland Walk category was Rabbit Lady, post 1017. That is Ruth, and she lives in Windsor, but not Windsor here in England, Windsor in Vermont in the USA. She made the Riddle Me This socks by Donna Druchinus. Oh yes, they were a lovely textured socks. They look really nice in the Wonderland Walk colourway as well. So you'll be seeing these on the screen. And you have won, Ruth, the yarn from the Curated Yarn Company, which is the Great colourway, and also a stitch marker from Beks Creates as well. Okay, so moving on to the Cha-Cha cheating category. The first winner for this, so this one I don't draw randomly. I actually go through and pay attention to all the cheats, because you're very much encouraged to cheat during the Strictly Sock Along. So I choose my favourite cheats, and it's really, really, really hard. So the first one I chose was number 533 in the Ravelry thread. That was Crochet Diaries UK, who is Ellen, who I think I met at EAYF at the East Anglia Yarn Festival last year. So hi, Ellen. And I think you won a pattern previously, but this time you have won a physical prize. Ellen's in South Yorkshire in the UK, and she made the Magic Toadstool socks by Stone Knits. And her cheat was brilliant. She knit them because she knows I love toadstools and she knows I love Alice in Wonderland. The yarn is from Attic Spin Dye, from their Wonderland subscription that they did, and it's the Blue Caterpillar colourway. She knit them whilst watching vlogs, my vlogs and Strictly, and this is the best bit, her maiden name was Tweedle, like Tweedledee, or Tweedledum and Tweedledee. So I really, really like that, Ellen. You have won the green flower bag, which was made by Julie, and the scrumptious yarn set from Lay Family Yarn, and the sparkle stitch markers that I picked up at the East Anglia Yarn Festival, actually. So well done, Ellen. And the other one that won for cheating was Taraku, which is post 1103, Tara in the Netherlands. She made the Dear Bjorn socks by Fibre Creative, and the yarn she used is actually her own. So I'll link her underneath. She's a yarn dyer, Bynel Yarns, based in the Netherlands, and she said the swirls of the slip stitches in the pattern are like people swirling around the dance floor, and I liked that very tenuous link. So you have won, Tara, the Beach Yarn by Fox Trail Fibre Arts and the project bag, so you'll be seeing that on the screen now. And finally, for the cheating category, I chose Millie on Instagram, and she is these tiny dot hands. I think you might be in Romania, Millie, but I'm not sure. I've screenshot your cheat so I can read it out. I liked this cheat because she related it to a book as well. So the local version of Strictly Come Dancing stopped being produced in 2016. So here is my cheat. I'm reading Why Did You Stay by Rebecca Humphreys, whose ex-partner is Strictly contestant Sean Walsh. You might have heard of this book. I won't go into details, but if you know their story, you will get how it also relates to the first rule of the sock along, which is cheating. I also have a tenuous link. I heard about this book from What Victoria Read, whom I started following after Ali recommended her channel so enthusiastically. So I feel like we've come full circle back to you, Ali, our wonderful hostess of the Strictly Sock Along. Oh, I even have a just because reason. This is not only my first ever toe-up sock, but also the first pair of socks that I knit for my boyfriend, and we've been together for nearly 5 years. Round of applause, that was fabulous. So you have won the Attic Spin Dye Toadstool yarn, which is so lovely. Yeah, so that's all my cheating winners, and now we're going to move on to the fabulous category, and we're going to start with the pattern winners. So this is all drawn at random using our AI friend. I just asked her to pick a number between 2 and I think, how many, did I write down how many posts we had? No, I haven't written it down. 2 and however many posts. There was a lot. There was way over 1,000. And when it comes to Instagram, I do that very randomly by using the hashtag and going up and down and closing my eyes. It's not very technical. Okay, so starting with an Instagram winner. Our first winner is what I created next. So lovely Tanya, she made beautiful Care Bear socks with her own pattern, the Stress Less socks, and she used yarn from Siobhan's Crafts in the Togetherness Bear colourway because it was like a Care Bear theme. Tanya was also really chatty in the Ravelry thread, and she also had loads of great cheating as well. So it was really nice that you came up in the random selection, Tanya, and won a prize. So you have won a copy of the Regal Ankle Socks by Skipping Pebbles, and I will arrange to have that sent straight to you. The next winner was from Ravelry, post 1356. That was Jan, the mother thing. And again, Jan, I think you have won a prize before. She made the Petit Fleur socks by Imawali. The photo is fabulous. The look on her cat's face is just excellent. And also, Jan was the #1 chattiest voice in the Ravelry thread. So well deserved, Jan. You have won a pattern of your choice from the lovely Sock Knitters Club, Milena and Karen. So if you take a look at the Sock Knitters Club, I will link them underneath, and select any one of their patterns. Let me know which one you would like, and I will arrange for that to be sent to you. The next pattern winner is post 833, Elaine, Tree Source Limited. Elaine always comments on my videos. She is absolutely lovely. She was also one of the most chatty in the Ravelry group, and she made a pair of gorgeous socks. She made many socks, but the pair that won was using the olive juice colour by Freckled Whimsy, which I'm sure you agree is absolutely beautiful. And you have won the same as Jan. You can pick any pattern from the Sock Knitters Club, Elaine. So if you have a look, let me know which one you would like, and I'll arrange for that to be sent to you. Then we had post number 286. That was Tracy K. Nixon. This is actually a ginormous cheat. But it was too cute and funny. When the post came up, I was like, yeah, no, sorry, I have to let this one go. She made a pair of socks, but she made them for Bunny O'Deal by Cynthia Designs. So they are very teeny, very cute little socks, which normally I'm not sure would count, but in this case, I think you'll agree that I could do nothing but allow it. So you have won a copy of the Gudrun Strumper by Christina Burke. It's a really lovely sock pattern, and I will arrange to have that sent to you, Tracy. And then also winning a copy of the Gudrun Strumper is post number 498, Craft You Cat, who is Cat. She made the Follow Your Path socks by the Crazy Sock Lady with Emma's yarn in the colourway October. So that's all of the pattern prize winners. I'm just going to grab a tissue and blow my nose. Okay, I'm back, I'm de-snotted. Right, we're going, oh, my blanket's falling down behind me. By the way, I should probably do sort of things that I'm wearing and back, not that you can see very much in the background. This is a granny stripe blanket patterned by Attic24. I made it with loads of minis, but I held them double. So fingering weight minis held double with fingering weight grey to make a mild effect. Really nice, and the really nice thing about it is it's really weighty. That's crochet, and I'm wearing, in case you can't recognise, it is the ranunculus, a pattern by Hiroshi Maduro. Oh, I can't remember. It needs to be longer. I've definitely made this slightly too short. Actually, am I really low down? Is that a bit better? That might be a bit better. And I need to add a couple of inches to it, and I've got the yarn to do that. You don't need to know that at the moment. I'll talk about that in future. So physical prize winners. So we're still in the fabulous category, so those are all randomly drawn. So the first one for the physical prize winners in the fabulous category is post 894 on Ravelry. That was Joe Foster. Joe Foster 218. There's no location information on Ravelry, so I don't know where you are, but I do know it's your first time taking part, and you only found my channel last year. So welcome, Joe. And you have won the James Makes Yarn Evermore colourway and a stitch marker from Beks Creates, which is absolutely beautiful, so well done you. The next one was post 1013, Crafty A. Williams. That's Ali, what a fabulous name, in the UK. She made her socks with Witch's Brew sparkly yarn from Under an English Sky. And Ali, you have won, oh, I'm so sorry about this. You've won the dodgy bag from me and the lovely yarn from Cozy Barn Yarns in the colourway Sky Blue Pink. Then we had post 239, who was Jules Red. Julia in Lincolnshire in the UK. She made the Winter Sleep Socks by Helen Stewart. It's a DK pattern, and she made it with the Wool is the Answer Ocean colourway. And you have won, and this one I've got with me right here. This was the, it just came open and yarn fell out. It's so crinkly. And that just came unstuck and fell open. I'll make sure that's nicely stuck down before I send it to you. So this was donated by Callan, and it is, I'm so sorry about the crinkling, it's super crinkly this. It is the Sarah knits by the Knitting Shed, and it's the kit, so you get the pattern in there. Look how gorgeous they are. With the yarn. I'm pretty sure that my mum has made these as well, so I can say firsthand how beautiful they are. Yeah, so thank you for that, Callan, for donating it, and well done to Julia. Then we had post number 272, Handmade Studio 11. This is Wendy. She is in Australia. So we've had quite a few UK winners, and then we just go straight to the other side of the world in Australia. She made the Riverbed Socks by Hoagie Locatelli in Hobby Rainbow Sock in the colour brown. She also had a bit of a cheat because she made it whilst watching The Voice, and Sonia Kruger hosts both The Voice and Dancing with the Stars in Australia. I assume in Australia. So you have won, oh, I love this pattern, I love this prize so much. The Hooray for James bag, which he gave to me as a prize way back in March last year at the East Anglia Yarn Festival, and the lovely mint yarn to go with it as well. Then I picked post, well I didn't, our friend who must not be named, our AI friend, picked post 447, which was Hedgewatch Cat. Now I'm going to put a picture of this user's avatar up because I just loved it. Hedgewatch Cat with her fantastic avatar on Ravelry. This is Mel. She's in Somerset in the UK. She made the Mercury Socks by Kim Drotar using Little Lycac yarn in the colour Mary Green. She also had a cheat, which I just had to mention. She knitted whilst Hamza Yassin was on the One Show, and he previously won Strictly in 2022. You have won the Christmas set. So I've put a few Christmas things together. I had quite a few sort of Christmas related things that I thought would make a good parcel. So sorry if it's a bit sort of after Christmas, you can save it for Christmas 25. So you've got the Christmas project bag that was donated by Julie. I've got a 100-gram skein of candy cane from Bits and Bobs Yarns and Fibres. I've got a Christmas candle that I picked up from Next in the almond biscotti scent, which is really, really lovely. And I've got 3 mystery 10-gram minis from my friend Suzanne at Greenlambkin Yarns. She accidentally sent me an extra 3 from her Enchanted Forest Advent last year, and I said, oh, I'll send them back. And she said, no, don't send them back, keep them, use them as a prize. So I've added it to my little Christmas prize parcel, so that's what you want. And then the next winner was number 19, Sand Van. This is Sandy in Ontario, Canada. I think she made about 14 pairs of Strictly socks, but post 19 was socks made with lichen and lace yarn, and the pattern is a mashup of Kay Jones Scrappy Quilt socks and I Read It in a Book socks by Elm Valley Knits. And you have won, Sandy, the most gorgeous prize. It's the bag, yarn and stitch markers from Emma at Eldenwood Craft. Absolutely beautiful, well done you. And then from Instagram, we've got Shropshire Crafter, who is Angela. She also has a great bookstagram Instagram as well, which is Garden Tea Cakes and Me. And you have won, Angela, the butternut handmade bag. It's so beautiful. And the lovely project cards that Fran from FrannyDoMakes donated. She makes those, and I've got some and I use them all the time in my little notebook. And a skein of West Yorkshire Spinners in the pheasant colourway, which was donated by Callan. So the next one was another Instagram one, Routinely Crafty, who is Lindsay in the US. I think she made about 4 pairs of socks, but the winning post was her Halloween socks. Can you hear my stomach making noises? I'm not hungry, it's just gurgling. And they were sort of a chevron pattern, and the yarn is called The Usual Haunt by Tiny Human Knits. And you have won, Lindsay. The Wool is the Answer Twinkle Toes yarn, along with the Siobhan's Crafts yarn holder, which was donated by Fran. And I thought they'd go really well together because the yarn holder is designed to hold a yarn cake, and Wool is the Answer always provide their yarn in ready wound cakes. So that goes really well, ready to use. And the next one was Back to Ravelry, post 261. This was Tony818. Tony, who is in Queens, New York. She made the most gorgeous autumn socks. The pattern is the Socksploration Shadow Wrap Heel Socks by Denise, who is Earth Tones Girl. And the yarn is Knit Picks. And you have won a carried over from last year prize. Actually, it was never claimed. I think I tried to draw winners a couple of times, and it's such a gorgeous prize. I've got it here. It is a bag and yarn. I've got it all safely stored in this plastic bag. So the bag is gorgeous. It's from Mouse in Paris. It's got this fox print and this lovely contrasting polka dot. It's got pockets inside. It's beautifully made, absolutely gorgeous. And to go with it was the official Strictly Sock Along yarn from 2023, one of them, by Greenlambkin Yarn, and that was Latin Love. I just thought they went really well together. So that is what you have won, Tony. That's ready to make its way all the way to Queens in New York. Okay, that's it. That was the last prize. Wow. Thank you so much to all of you who knit Strictly socks, to all of you who donated the most wonderful prizes and had fun for it this year and all the years before as well. I love doing the Strictly Sock Along. It has been so much fun. It's just heartwarming to see how many lovely humans get involved, how much you embrace the cheating. And yeah, it's just a very fun, gentle, lovely thing to do at that time of year. That said, the Strictly Sock Along will be in hibernation for a little while. I think I found, not because I lost my sock knitting mojo, but I think because I'm working a lot in this at the moment and in this coming year about really reducing the things I have, I don't have the space for things like storing prizes, just for now until I work things out and make sure I'm where I want to be in terms of the content of my home. And also it's a lot of admin and planning and staying on top of it, and I don't feel that I have the mental capacity for that at the moment, for what's happening and going on in my family life, and just general things, with the kids doing exams at school and Lily off at university. So I'm not going to cancel it altogether because, like I say, I love it, but I am going to hibernate it for a little while. So there will be no Strictly Sock Along this year, and in fact I'm not going to run any alongs probably. I never say never because I always come up with something. I've already emailed Claudia at Crochet Luna to see if she still wants to do the dodgy bag mail though, because I can't imagine a year without doing that. So more news on that later. And also I wanted to say as well, I'd said that I'm going to make an not an Etsy donation. I'm going to make a donation to charity. I said this right at the beginning of the sock along, from all the sales that I made for the duration. So from September, was it midway through September or the beginning of September? I can't remember. I'll have to go back and watch what I said, until the end of the year. So thank you everyone that ordered things from my Etsy shop to allow me to raise that money. I will come back to you with the final total and the little screen showing the thing that's been donated. But I just haven't had the chance to work that out yet. By the time you're watching this, I will have already released my January wrap up, which is a bit of an experimental style of video, which so far has had the most wonderful comments. So thank you so much to everyone that said you enjoyed that format so much. It was really fun to do, and throughout the month I thought, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, and then I kind of got into the flow of it, and I really enjoyed doing it. I just filmed all the way through the month. So I don't know if I'll do that every month, but I'm certainly going to do it again. But I'm also going to be doing my usual podcast as well. So that'll probably be the next thing I do, is a proper sit down podcast. I want to do some more making vlogs coming up soon as well. And I'm going to be doing that live that I talked about a couple of times, but I've still got to set a date for it. So keep an eye out on my channel for news of that. I have one prize parcel left. I've got the Doodle Knits book, and also some yarn, another skein of yarn that was donated by Callan. I wanted to make sure it went to a winner who was definitely interested in colour work. So what I'm going to do is draw that as a giveaway in my next podcast, so that people who I know will get use out of that beautiful book we can enter the giveaway, and then I know that the winner will really want it, if that makes sense. So that'll be the giveaway in the next episode. I've just opened my Etsy shop again. I had to sort of have a little bit of a think about it, because there's this whole thing with GPSR regulations, which has just been a nightmare. But because all of my stock was in existence and available for sale in the EU and Northern Ireland before the 13th of December. This is very boring. It means I can still sell it within the EU and Northern Ireland, so order away. Yeah, so thank you very much. Well done to all of the prize winners, and thank you so much to everyone that joined in and to all the prize donators. I'm looking forward to getting all your emails, and remember, I will never ask you for money for postage. I will see you again in the next one. Until then, happy knitting, happy crocheting. Bye. And I thought to myself, do you know what would be really good? Would be to cast on some Strictly socks, which I can then work on more Strictly's on. Strictly season! Would anyone be interested in a Strictly sock along? You will notice that we have a number 10 behind me, and that is because the time is nearly upon us. The first show was brilliant. We really enjoyed it. It looks like it's going to be a brilliant year. It's a yearly, and this is the 4th year, knit and crochet along event where we make socks whilst watching the Strictly Sock Along. Are you ready? Shall we talk about the Strictly Sock Along 2021? I think I will burst if I don't talk about the Strictly Sock Along. Shall we talk about the most important thing? Let's talk about the Strictly Sock Along. Shall we move on to the Strictly Sock Along? It's time to talk about the Strictly Sock Along. It is Strictly season. Right, Strictly Sock Along. Let's talk about the Strictly Sock Along, shall we? The Strictly Sock Along marks the sparkliest or most autumnal time of the year. Ta-da! But it very, very quickly descended into ridiculous mayhem. Got my Strictly Socks mug as usual. It is Strictly season. Something very exciting happened last night. I'm going to put it up on the screen now.
Until New Year's Eve. From all of us here, thank you so much, Bromley. Take care. Merry Christmas. Good night. God bless.
Yes, that was Anton de Bek, judge on Strictly Come Dancing, in the same room as me. And yes, before you ask, I was wearing Strictly socks. I wore last year's Strictly socks. And yes, I did take a video. He seems like a lovely guy, but yeah, he was rubbish. She was a showgirl. Charleston. Strictly Ballroom. Ballroom Bliss. It's just a really good, fun, seasonal, silly, sparkly, colourful excuse to make socks in the months that lead us up to Christmas, basically.